It is the 19th of February, 2022. Welcome to Leo Dano, Michelle Leo Dano live. And we're on Jamaicans.com. We're on YouTube at leodillin.com as well. I want to welcome you all. I am happy to welcome co-host for this morning, Mas Leo. Taking a break from all him schoolwork, but it is good to have him. Michelle is out trying to do a little business, and she'll join us as soon as is possible. So welcome all. Leo, you will have to monitor the people on YouTube, so please take out one of your phones and do that. We know you forget how this thing go. I am on Facebook duty. But welcome.
Me, I welcome are the people. I welcome are the people. Me, I welcome. I mean, understand.
I welcome you, Leo. Me would not welcome you. Me glad to see you, but me no welcome you.
And here I am thinking, say, boy, Leo important. So that I get Leo welcome, so that him feel important and all of the thing there. And then you have come blow my bubble right now. That's not nice. That's not nice.
We're glad to see you. Can I just tell you that much? We are so happy to see you. Welcome, Leo.
Oh, but you alone did it, so it can't be we. Oh, we mean the people.
Then we know all the people them who online, Charlie, okay. Madden online saying hello.
All right,
people online.
All right. No me understand. Me prefer them than you still, so it's all right.
It's all right. Me know you're not talking no truth. And Donna Henry's online saying good morning.
Hello, Donna. Me don't know you. Me don't know you, Donna. Me don't know you at all. Because you're supposed to say, hello, Leo. Good to see you. That kind of thing. Are you hearing me quite clearly? Is the people hearing me? Because I don't know if my sound system is set up now.
I think them hearing you good enough. People, if they're not hearing Leo, say please to make him know that we're not hearing him. But I do believe they're hearing you very well, Leo. So we were going to start off this morning, Michelle and I, to talk women rescuing the world. And we were prepared to start off by saying how the Jamaica football reggae girls have done so well in their quest for the World Cup qualifier that the reggae boys couldn't do. But
the
reggae boys never couldn't do it.
The reggae boys didn't make it?
No, they never make it. They lose every match.
But Jesus, peace.
Yes, but here what the reggae girls them do know. Flying start. Reggae Girls Open World Cup campaign with a 4-love thumping of Bermuda.
Oh, is that
Anytime
right?
You hear that? Bad like that, man. Girls to the rescue.
Oh.
So I thought that we would celebrate that that the Jamaica reggae girls are off to a good start. And I think they have another match this weekend. So we have something else to celebrate. I'm sure that them going to whoop whoever else that I'm going to whoop.
is my girl, what's her name again? Nadisha, she name or something like that. I don't remember what she name. She got a contract in Canada. Wait, not Canada, Europe.
One of your reggae girls?
The most popular one, man. She's a goal. She's always goal hungry and always going out to find goals. What's her name?
You have the girl them play good football and whoop up the people them.
You know anything about football, by the way? I went since we don't get to understand football.
Oh, then we don't know when the people score goal and people lose.
Oh, you don't go on.
That's a goal win football match. We don't know that.
So all the running go up and down don't really matter seriously. Only when they shoot football and it's going to say, yeah! And you know, some 1 love or 2 love or 3 love. That's all they care about, right?
Yeah, and then remember I went to Clarendon College. I was a football championship host.
So you understand when a man broke a man?
Well, we understand when a man broke a man. Him either broke him foot or him just do a little dribble upon him and pass him some other way and drop or so.
So we as men who play football look for when man offside, or you square the ball properly, or whether the midfielder is handling himself, or whether the man in a defender the strong back man know how to clear man out. We look for all of them things there. You look for anything there?
Yeah, I don't have no appreciation for the offside. For me think of foolishness. Ball pass, man collect ball, and man go score goal. At the end of the day, all that matter about a match is not how much corner you get, is whether or not the forward was running good or he was supporting the midfielder. What matters is goal. So we just focus on that part, the goal. So only can see the concern when you say about who dribble and who pop who and all of that. All of that.
And who salad who. You know salad, right?
Who salad who. And that's why reggae boys don't reach nowhere for now. Focus on that. We just have focus on goal. All right. Good morning. Donna Henry said that's okay. Everyone is inclusive. Willie Miller says, hello, Leo. Good to hear and see you. Tudor says, good morning, guys. Beverly Brown says, good morning, family. Good morning, darling. Dele says, just look at the Olympics last year, the women versus the men. The women did much better. Teresa Semmel says, good morning, everyone on here. Happy Saturday. Welcome all. Good to have you. Where's VM Heslop? I don't see him. That is not like this.
Good morning, all of uno. I think I see Diana trying to perk up the back our background. I try to look librarian. That's what she tried to do. I try to look librarian. What the hell? What happened to the pretty background?
My usual little office.
Well, it's good to see all of you guys out there. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. Whether or not you welcome me or you welcome the show, thank you so much for the warm welcome, because it's cold in Florida. We are experiencing 72 degrees. It's too cold.
72 degrees and you talk about cold. What's wrong with you?
It's too cold.
No, man, you're not too spoiled.
And it's going on too long. I mean, it's been like a month and a half now we have cold. This is crazy business.
They're supposed to live in Canada.
I don't live in Canada. I don't.
Yeah, but if you just get used to a climate.
It's a choice.
You made a rational choice to live in Florida. Yes. You want Florida weather.
Yes, I want Florida. I'll come down here for Florida weather.
All right, you soon get Florida weather, hurricane and all. Wait till August come.
June. How are you, Diana?
Oh, no, complain at all, Marcelio. So on the matter of football, we can move from football into another matter, where I don't know if you all saw on Twitter, but there's a whole story in Jamaica about FLA, and the FLA managing director gave a press conference and he spoke about some corruption. He suggested some corruption and
what's his name? What's his name?
Dallin.
Oh, Dallin. Okay, yes.
Yes. So following that, there was some criticism about the former deputy chairman of the FLA, Dennis Meadows, and Mr. Meadows found himself in a further spot of trouble because Crystal Tomlinson made a remark, and Crystal Tomlinson is a former PNP YO youth director, said something to him on Twitter, and he responded in a somewhat distasteful way, and so he was a real man about it. He apologized. So after scathing criticism, former deputy chairman of the FLA, Dennis Meadows, has apologized to former PNP-YO President Crystal Tomlinson for comments he directed towards her on Twitter. He says, I have deleted my distasteful comment. On reflection, it's undeserving and unbecoming. It's an affront to women's reproductive rights and choice. And so he apologized on Twitter in the same space that he had used to leverage the most unbecoming comment to her.
There are two issues there, right?
Yes.
Because there's an issue with the guns, and then there's the issue with Crystal.
Yes.
To me, as a man, you supposed to know what you put on social media. Social media is not a free-for-all space. You can damage yourself and you can damage people. You ought to know what the language is so that you don't have to apologize for anything after. Your language as a leader is supposed to know what your display and your disseminations are on social media. Because if you have to go and apologize, it means that somebody tell you, say, you're wrong, and you admit. And something is wrong with that. If somebody have to tell you, say you're wrong, then you have a problem that you need to resolve in the first place.
That's true, Leo, but it's one of the things with social media and this information age where people don't double check what it is that they're saying and before they send that thing out. So somebody send you an email and you're upset and you just write them and send it off and you don't stop for a moment to think about the other things. You're not managing your emotions. So him vexed because the man already I call up him name. Then here comes Crystal. She come add to the troubles. So him just tell her about her womanhood, which was so wrong and low.
Listen, I understand that about a normal, regular social media person. I do not understand that about a leader. Okay. A leader of the people. Man, I totally get it with, two people who are normal community people and them get vexed with another. But I understand that. I am talking about a person who is expected to be a leader in the community, a leader for the global community. You don't do that. That means you have some serious problems, some issues that you need to go deal with. You're not supposed to set things on social media and then have to go apologize. Because me not accept that apology. And if I were Crystal Tomlinson, me not accept it. Me not care how sweet him be because him already said and it gone a word. It means that he has changed other person's view about Crystal Tomlinson that's not going to come back. You understand? The fact that he said it, now somebody else is thinking about it. And it changes the person's view about Crystal Tomlinson. Or whether or not it changes, it's there now, out there in public. Me not accept your apology. I don't care what you do. Sorry.
Well, this is where we differ. I agree. I hear what you're saying, Leo, and I can appreciate it. But I am prepared. Yes, he's a public person, as so is she, and the image is tarnished. But we have to learn to forgive, and so we have to forgive him for his failure to exercise good judgment. And we can probably use that to judge him going forward. Is this representing the leadership that we want at this time or in a particular space? Does it perhaps endorse his removal from particular boards, or should we be asking for him to be removed? Should we put some more pressure on it so that he doesn't pass with a slap on the wrist, but there are other consequences? So if he sits on other boards, probably we should say, well, okay, he must give up those board positions as well, but we have to forgive him a little bit. We have to forgive.
Who is this man anyway? Why be? I mean, tell me what is his position? I mean, I don't know him.
Well,
I'm just using the situation.
He's a counselor. He used to be a counselor with the Jamaica Labour Party, somewhere down in Trelawney. Oh, there, Trelawney is where he's from.
Trelawney has been in the news recently a lot with bad things. Okay, so anyway, go ahead. All right, there was a police.
Trelawney look like them buy out the news. And not in a good way. So I know he has left the space with some real egg on his face, and I think that perhaps as women we should as Jamaicans, demanding more and keeping people more accountable. Probably what we ought to do is to say remove him from boards, because if this is his outlook and this is how he immediately reacts to women or a comment made a woman, then it is not good. When he responds, and I don't know if you even see the response, when his response to her is that she couldn't even, she failed like you. So she writes, oh dear. He writes something about something and she writes back and says that she didn't believe it. And he says, I was really hoping to, sure, can't find it.
Listen, man, you have to come with the facts. You have to come with the facts. Come with it. Come with
Oh,
it.
so he write, this is what his tweet says. He says, like you quote, like you struggle to remain baby mother number 13, but failed miserable. My efforts was not to convince the likes of you. It's a futile effort to convince those fixed on finding reason. So she responds and says, Dennis.
Hold on. Not going further yet. Hold that thought there. Because he messed up twice there, right? The first statement. Read the first statement because I want to break it down for you.
He says, he's saying, like you struggled to remain baby mother number 13, but failed.
That's one. I think that woman is Beanie Man's baby mother, right?
Yes.
And he is seeing her as an underling. She failed. What the hell do you fail having a baby? What the hell do you fail to having a relationship with somebody? No relationships, not all relationships last forever. What are you talking about failing? That man has a problem with that statement. Me have no problem with that. Go ahead. What the next statement?
And he says, like you failed miserably. He says then, my effort was not to convince the likes of you.
What the hell? He just took her and threw her at the bottom of everything. The likes of you, are you a dog or something like that? Who the hell does he think he have? He have more better power than another person? Bigger, him bigger and better and better? Me have a whole heap of problem with them, the statement there. Jesus.
Well, let me tell you, him really did a whammy on himself. Him did a triple whammy on him own self. He was digging his grave with his own words. And she responded, you know, she was very prompt. She says, Dennis, my vagina and reproductive choices aren't your business. The FLA was your business. Being diligent, fair, and accountable in executing your duties was your business. If you had a half of the passion for your work as you do for my body, you wouldn't be struggling to address these allegations. And him kind of draw her out to make her come and have to say that in response.
I mean, listen. I don't appreciate her response either. It's not
exactly.
You know, that sounds like how, you know,
it's a cuss out.
You lick me, lick you. And these are leaders. And this is not how you resolve things in I think that she should have thought about this too and write a proper letter to an idiot, right? Put him in his place and asking for resolve from the government, whomever his boss is. That's what she should have done. You understand? Me not like because she sound like, she minimized herself by the response that she gave. And
again, it comes back to how we respond on social media and in this information age. Neither of them have paused long enough to manage their emotions. And yes, she's upset because he has gone down to her body and she's saying that my body is not your business, and she's labeling it.
Which is true, but it's just
that my vagina and my reproductive choices aren't your business. There's nothing wrong with her saying that because him already told her.
I know, but it sounds like a tit for tat. I'm just saying, right? I know that she's done her best to respond to a public thing because it hit her hard. Because also her relationship with her baby father is not his damn business either, right? And so me understand. I understand her response and under normal circumstances as an intelligent response. But the thing is, me would deal with it differently. Me would make sure say him move out of that office for that comment. We are too far into history, into the future now, for someone to come and make a comment like that. It tells me say that his problem is deep rooted, seriously deep rooted. And so I don't like that comment from him at all. Those comments from him, because they are big, nasty comments.
We can agree on that. I really don't like it. And I'm going to share. I stopped earlier this week at a car wash to get my car washed. And I decided to chat with the other person who was there. And in the conversation, we came around to talk about baby mothers and baby fathers and how family falling apart in Jamaica. But let me take these comments first before we get into that piece of it. All right. I also, Leo, might have to pause to fix my internet because it keep dipping. So Teresa Simon says, good morning, everybody on here. I got that. VM Hesop is here. Jesse Smith says, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Blessings to all. Deely Raymond says, Leo, when would we wear the boots in Florida if it don't get cold, she's saying. Donna Henry says, Leo, you better appreciate the weather. It's 35 in New York and it's a breezy week. Peter Gay says, good morning. Keisha Powell says, yes. That was so disrespectful coming from him, commenting on the remark. Keisha says, good morning. She realized she never said no morning. She come a comment. She says she agree with you, Leo. Jesse Smith says, I'm enjoying this cool weather. Maybe because I am way south in Florida, I'm just loving it. All right, Jesse. Peter Gay says, I'm late on the conversation and yet the response was savage. But is she not baby mama number 13? You're gone too far. If that's what she chose, she should be defending her position proudly. She don't have no problem. She just saying it's not for no business. Deely Raymond says, anyone can make a mistake, but it's terrible to skirt the issue and become so personal. True. Michael says, good morning, panel. He's happy to be here. And Dehina says, good morning. All snow is back. Poor soul. She's in Canada. Yes, Leo, what's happening on YouTube?
No, go on. People are watching though, they're not saying nothing. They're afraid of me. They're afraid of me. They're afraid of me this morning. Yeah. They can't take me on. They just cannot take me on this morning because they know something.
You come on and spit fire this morning.
No, I mean, like when man make them kind of
the next news article that we wanted to look at was the
No. The gun thing.
The gun.
He isn't he the one who give out gun to criminal?
Oh, we don't know that for sure. It is alleged, it is suggested that he would have some responsibility to the gun business.
So what's he doing in the news defending that then? Man, help me, because I thought that he was responsible for handing out guns to people who are not fit and proper. Well,
it is suggested by virtue of the press conference and all the other things around that there was a group within the board of the FLA, the former board, that would facilitate persons who did not qualify for initial approval of gun permits.
And I know him. But so why would Tomlinson attack him about that?
Yes, because Tomlinson saying that him never doing work. That's why him name calling up and him drop the ball as it relates to the approval process and ensuring that qualified and people get good gun.
Well, let me ask you this. What about the fit and proper thing that Jamaica flaunts in our face all the time? That you have to be fit and proper to do this. You have to be fit and proper to do that. You have to be fit and proper to do this and that and that and that and that. What happened to that thing? Why so much criminals get gun license? What is going on?
Oh, then they don't meet the fit and proper. Fit and proper don't mean say always up so you can drop to fit and proper down here so clearly differ from fit and proper up here. So when me and you go for something for fit and proper up so when Joe go down there and him take care of the gap between right here and here. So by some other means him close the gap.
Yes, and get fit
and
and
then him qualify. Fit and proper no static.
Oh, okay. You can't go anywhere. All right, I got you now. I got you. All right, so move on now.
All right. So Philip says good morning, that him attending the funeral of a good family friend, so he will not be able to participate. All right, Philip, take care. Sorry to hear that you had funeral, but thanks for dropping in to notify us that you're abandoning us.
What is that about it? Right.
So Leo, I had this most interesting conversation at the car wash. The man was saying that no man wants to take up a woman who has 2 children. So I said, why? He says, because if a man take up a woman with 2 children, him have to take care of the woman and the children. And no man wants to make such a move.
I would ask that. Hold on. Are you sure you had a conversation like this? Because
yes, hear this now. So he says that sometimes you see men having relationship with all these different women, but them tell them friend. Yes. So them don't settle with the individual because I'm saying, well, why you not
sex.
stay with him?
Just want to have sex then.
Huh?
Just want to have sex with her.
Right. So him don't settle in with the person. Or if him settle with him settle long enough to have a child and him move on. And he said men supporting men in this day and age. More men are talking to men about don't get into that, don't do this, don't do that. But he says that women, on the other hand, are not supporting other women in the way men are supporting women. No. So men are making better decisions about their relationships and not settling down.
Better? Come on, I think you use the wrong word. Better?
Yes, but he says men are supporting men now. And I thought to myself, is this really true that men are now having conversations and guiding each other as to how to have better relationships, how to establish the family again, vis-a-vis women?
You mean not dating somebody with two child? Is that a better decision? That is foolishness.
Well, that's all.
I can't believe that you're having a conversation. You just kick him away and say, listen, man, you're talking foolishness. I mean,
no, but what I found interestingly was the fact that he says that almost like these men are having a support group for themselves. But he says that a woman is always tearing down another woman whenever she start to do something or get into a relationship. Rather than talk to each other in a productive way, we tend to tear each other down. We not come up front and talk to each other about it. So are men really talking to each other?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Me a man, and me grew up in Jamaica.
Yes.
And the kind of discussion that we had was not a supportive thing. It was not good conversation. And so I can't imagine a person say to you, listen to this now. I can't imagine a person say to you that him not think a man should take up a woman with two men and having a good conversation with you. There's no way that person can continue a conversation with me, because that is absolute not garbage, but garbage. And so in anything when say from this up is foolishness. So because I can't hear, me don't know about no man having no, it might be happening. But I don't know about men having conversations, positive conversations about, I can't.
That is what is interesting, which is why I when the car was washing. Anyway, I may have to sit down and talk. But the truth is, imagine that the mindset is changing where men are saying we need to be better men and have better relationships.
He didn't say that.
Supporting each other in this way.
He never said that. He said.
No, but that's what I have to read out of it, that they're really supporting each other.
You have to listen to what him say first.
In vain, more importantly, he's saying women are not supporting each other.
Him not know that. Him not a woman. So I am saying that just the mere fact that him say to you, everything else garbage. Mere fact him say to you, say men not forming relationship with women with two picnic. It's like me just show out everything else. It's like me talk to a man yesterday. He come from Curacao. Hold on there. He's a mason. You know what a mason is, right?
Yes, I mean, you must know mason, carpenter, and plumber.
Anyway, he said to me, something like Chinese are in Jamaica. He started the conversation. I'm saying, yeah, Chinese are all over the place. And he said to me, something about they come and build under roads that are not good, and Jamaica broke down since Norman Manley. And I'm saying, Virgin, how you get fear talk about Jamaica? And he said, well, I've been there. I said, hold on, but did you live there? And he said, no. I said, okay, we don't need, if you and I need to talk about, we're not going to talk about the problems of Jamaica. We can talk about the car wash or the coffee in America, but we're not going to talk about, I tuned him out. And he was sitting right next to me at the coffee shop. And he said, me no want to hear nothing from you because you don't have no right. You come from Curacao. Go and talk to somebody else about Curacao, from Curacao, about Curacao. But don't talk to me about Jamaica. I don't care what kind of problem Jamaica have. Me have the right to talk bad about them. You don't have the right to talk bad about them. So I have a problem with men who make statements like degrading women. He said that him no want no woman with 2 picnic. That's degrading.
But Leo, this is what the men are. He is saying to me that this is the talk. And it is for us as women to recognize how we partner with people and what we look for in a relationship. Because when a man says to you, no, him no want, no, me have 2 picnic, and him ever said to me, him no want me for me have 2 picnic.
That is my point.
You understand? But that is fine. That is for me now to recognize that I must make up my mind that I'm not looking for a long-term relationship. I am looking for a drink tonight and be done.
So
rather than have any expectations.
I hope that you never get him number and go call him later on and say, boy, hey.
But me wasn't looking. Me wear too much ring for that. It wasn't looking me I want too much ring.
Yeah, because we can't believe some man open a conversation with that. Whether he's saying that other people say it, or him say it, or it's a philosophy, I don't care. You don't say those things to somebody. Don't make no sense. That's not something that you want to have a conversation with.
You have to take away from it that men are having conversation with each other now. They're talking about family structure and they're willing to support and share information about each other for the greater good. Women need to support each other in a sisterhood and look out for the best interests of each other. That's all I said. Let me catch up with my comments. Sandra, she finally wake up. Diana says, Jesse Smith, you like the cool weather. I can send you some -10 weather. You can send me the cool that you have. So Diana, she a wax warm this morning. Sandra says, good morning, my beautiful people. I'm late, but I'm here, tired. Leo is here. Betsy, love your hair. It looks like mine. You go, girl. Paulette says, good morning. Peter Gay says, better in this context is subjective. Leo. And then Peter Gay continues, as you stated earlier, Dr. Diana was conversing with an idiot. Me not reading no more like that. Paulette says, this is a very small-minded man. Oh my gosh. Dealey Raymond says, these are some of the arguments that elevate polygamy. Yes, men support their wives and children and women support each other in the culture. No man will take on a woman with no children is more about discrimination than any support. Exactly, but women must know what they're looking for. Donna says, I think this probably a mindset from the younger generation and men. It might very well be true. VM Hesop says, that was then, Leo. Men really are having those conversations. You hear, Leo? You need to go have conversation. Men are having those conversations. Sandra says, men guided men about relationships. The world is ending. Because if that's a true conversation, that's not being supportive, that's not being sensible thinking, that's someone who just wants to be a bee and populate the world. Keen Tomlinson says, good morning, everyone. Peter Gay says, correction, dumb men are having these conversations.
Love you, Peter Gay. Me no love you, VM. Me no love you.
The thing there, Diana says, Leo, that is their choice. If they do not want female with kids, nothing wrong with that. Their choice. Have an older brother like that. He's single and that is his choice. Yeah, exactly. People make those decisions. Full package, woman plus children, says Karen. Cow, milk, cow and calf. Merrick Forrest says, nothing is wrong with one's choice for seeking a partner with a limited or no children.
I wonder if he has children. Maybe that person doesn't have any kids.
He has children because he shared about his sons.
And he's
a very warm person. He's a very personable person. It was a good talk. But I found it.
Diana, I think you take the man number and I'll go call him later.
No, and I don't have his number, and I wish we have to stop back at the park and ask for it.
You're not supposed to depend on this trajectory, okay?
No, but Leo, what I found, like I said, found interesting was that there is a man who is saying that men are talking and supporting each other more than they did in the past, and women are not doing that for each other. That is what I found good.
Man, I talk about like
everyone.
Good morning, Mish.
Hi.
Mish to the rescue. Mish, you threw me out, but I'm not going to even bother tell you what you threw me out about. Because everybody else threw me out on it too.
Oh
wow. But good to have you. Happy that you made it back in time to come again. Leo, so we don't talk about man gone.
Yes.
So let's talk about COVID.
Me talk about COVID. Me got a party last night and the night before and the night before and the night before. Well, we're not talking about COVID. COVID there.
Switzerland drops COVID restrictions. Other countries have already rolled back pandemic rules.
That's my point. What is COVID?
But you see, you guys can enjoy that because you have a vaccination rate way past 22%. We have a 22%, 23% at best vaccination rate. Will we ever get these restrictions dropped in Jamaica?
Yes.
I think it's going to get it dropped.
I think so. They're going to drop it.
They got dropped.
They're going to.
It has nothing to do with the vaccination rate. We're just going to drop it.
No. Yes, I think that's what Jamaica is going to go to.
When it takes so long, vaccines are being thrown away.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
They should wait and these people to decide to take the vaccine. They're not taking it. Those who wanted to take it have taken the vaccine. We have to move forward. We can't hold everybody as hostage. We just have to live.
How long is that 22%?
It's at 24 now.
Okay, all right.
And the thing is that, remember the argument is that their immune system is strong. They don't need this vaccine. So that means they could live with it. Like, we just need to move on.
And I think the argument that Jamaica is going to use right now is that we had a mass infiltration of Omicron. So therefore, Omicron will give us the rate that we of the vaccination rate that we need. The 75% or 80%. All right. So they're going to think that, oh, since we got Omicron, we are, immune.
Oh, since you got Omicron, or since we in Jamaica got Omicron.
Oh no, in Jamaica.
No.
But how you know that we have Omicron? We know. We can't afford the vaccine. We can't afford for tests. I know 3 people who sick and at them yard, but none of them don't test.
Did you see the rate of increase up to 2,000 a day at one point?
Yes.
That's what they're using because they don't have any other. I'm sure that they don't have any other evidence other than what the rate came up. And once that rate went up to 2,000, they are spreading it, broad brushing it, and saying, okay, we'll have about 1.2 or 1.5 million people who have had Omicron, so therefore we're good.
Therefore we're good.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Let me read back some more comment for therefore we're good. Merrick Karen Cooper says full package woman plus children. Merrick Farr says nothing wrong with one's choice of seeking a partner with a limited or no children. Patricia Barnes says, happy Sabbath, everyone. Hi, Leo and Diana. How you do? We're quite fine. Thank you, Miss Patricia. VM Hesop says, that is okay, Leo. Peter Gay says, nothing is wrong with a personal choice, but it's sound as if he's saying that it's a general consensus among men, and that is hard to believe. Well, that's what he's saying, that the men are banding together. Patricia says, hi, Michelle. Final happy Sabbath.
Okay.
Lorna Hamilton Blackwood. Are you on Facebook now, Mish?
Yeah, but I have comments on YouTube. No, not Facebook.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, Donovan Jones said, bless up Leah and Diana. When Michelle there, Storm over time, my brother. Tanya, my brother. Jonathan Jones said, I agree. I never understood.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Can't hear me.
No,
Yeah,
read
we
what
are
that
hear.
one.
again.
Yeah,
Yes.
read what him say again.
Okay, he said, Diane, I agree. I never understand half-side purpose. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Okay.
But
Oh, we're
I'm
talking about football. You still wouldn't understand anyway.
Okay, so here's where my point is, Diana. I believe women have more discussions about the progressive women and the progress of women than men, more than men, because of all of the women's movement that has taken frontline over the past 10 years. It has been a really progressive and transformative movement that's going on. And we see a lot of women opening up opportunities, opening up doors, opening up discussions, opening up all kinds of stuff for other women. So I don't see that, you know, the one guy in Jamaica who continued to speak about boys, his name is Dr. Gale, and it seemed like people take him on. Like people take him on just because him talk about boys. And so I don't agree that women are not supporting women. I think this is the time in our lives, in this entire world, where women have become a lot more supportive of women than ever before in our lifestyle. Because always before it was just this world was about.
And I don't know that I see it as such.
I am not saying that it don't need more, but it's right now in this today's date, we are seeing a lot more support, women supporting women than we ever seen before in this.
Okay, that's amazing you say that, Leo, being a male saying that. But it appears as if we are getting a lot of support, but women do get a lot of fight from women who have tried to get ahead and have been held back, which was seen time and time again with several women movements. But yes, we are getting a lot of support, but not the support you think we're getting. They give us a little, but not enough to get us ahead. And I'm talking as a woman and with other women that have tried and have even the military. The people holding them back are mostly the female holding them back. We have seen it, but it appears that we are getting the support. But at the back end of it, we're not really getting this.
Listen, I want people to understand that movements are not immediate. I remember when Obama came out of office, the talk that people talked about how he did not get support from this and he did not get support from it. Yet Obama has done more than many of the other presidents in office. So we're not looking at support as a sidebar issue or one piece of a segment of the community. We're looking at support overall because once upon a time, women never had these types of platform to do the things that they're doing these days. We are seeing women, I'm not saying that we are there. I'm saying that there's been hefty movements over time. And if you lived in the lifetime that I lived back in the 60s and 70s, when a man ruled thing and anything were going in a parliament and it's all about men. Once upon a time, women weren't in. I remember Rose Leon, I think her name was the only woman in the parliament for a long time. Now we have 18 or 29 women in parliament. That was not happening once upon a time. So we're getting a lot of support both from men and women for women movement. So I don't know that I agree about that.
Well, it's fine to agree to disagree. That's your point, which I respect your point, and I have my point. But what was the topic? Why are we on this topic? I'm sorry. I just jumped in.
That darn Diana come talk about she
one car wash and we had a conversation and the man was suggesting that men are far more supportive of men these days than women are of each other, and another long story, so we're now gonna go this again.
Yeah, you're left with one word.
And I was a little bit hurt, and I want to support you, Michelle, that indeed I don't find that women are as supportive as we could possibly be. Over the years we have not been, and we certainly now are still not being as supportive of each other as men accommodating of each other. And we probably just need to look at the lodge. Lorna Hamilton says, good morning, guys. Interesting conversations. I do believe some younger men think that way. These are the type of men who sit with friends and discuss women. I refuse to provide an audience for them.
Exactly. Paul, thanks. Thank you.
Good morning. Yes, but I was at a car wash. Good morning. What's wrong with a little ready-made family? Sandra welcomes you, Michelle. Dealey Raymond says, truthfully, women need to be more supportive of each other all around. Most times, women prefer to be interviewed by a male than a female because of fear of discrimination. And
come over the show right now. Come over the show right now. Right now.
Yes. Hug up for you. Deandra says, Canada is dropping COVID restrictions come March 1. No need for mask. Come summer, no need to show proof of vaccine in restaurants. The specific restaurant can still ask for proof of vaccine. So many of these places say. Michael says, Leo, does the women's movement support marriage? Interesting, Michael. Why did you ask that?
I like that question. And it's one that's going to, marriages have dropped, ladies and gentlemen, from 72% all the way down to 42%. All right, so yeah, we need to
because of COVID restrictions and we can't have weddings.
I think so.
Watch this year how we are going to all get married.
Why?
Michelle will get married again. But interesting question. Does the women's movement support marriage? We should talk about that one day.
No.
Sandra says, I agree with Michelle in regards to the extent of support that women are getting. Exactly. Chantal's Corner says women are not barefoot and pregnant in the house anymore. It's sad though that men can't accept that and women are still being torn down by other women.
Men.
Yes,
Some men.
Chantal, love your corner. Yes, thank you. Leo, let me go Google Rose Leon. Heard her name, not sure who she is. We should tell you about her. Didi says, Leo, women's movement are like Black History or Black Lives Matter. These are necessary because of how skewed the world is, but there are so many arguments for and against, and I agree with that. I agree with that. Thank you so much for that point. Nice. Jude says not seeing the three of you simultaneously together. Leo, you need to put it in gallery view. Any reason?
Oh, that's true. That Thank you. Who that? That's one of the smart.
VM herself said, just asked my son and he said it is one kid they may talk to the woman, but two no way, especially with two different fathers. You see. Okay, Madam Rosalian, good question. All right, fine.
No comments on YouTube. No comments on YouTube. People can comment on YouTube. I'm here. I'm reading them.
Okay, so hold on there. Did I hear somebody just say, especially with two different fathers?
Yes. So somebody asked their child, and the child says, yes, it's true. They're not going out, they're not taking up a woman with child. And then worse, not taking up a woman with two pitney, especially if it's two different fathers. The man is right. They're having the conversation. And we women need to know.
This shows total disregard for another human being. Me have a problem with that. It's minimizing a woman's role in this society. I have a problem with that. Anybody will say that to me have a problem with them.
Me confused. I mean, listen, what the issue? Like, me confused. Like, what
talk to Diana because we don't talk to her. Me vex.
So Leo, we're having a conversation where the man was saying that no man not taking up woman who have two pitney.
That's not true.
And that they're having conversations about it and them supporting each other more than women are supporting other women.
I can guarantee you that man who said that him don't have.
And I'm going to track him down and carry him to the show one day.
Yes, please, because I will take him on.
He's saying basically that he would not date a woman who has children.
No, he's not saying that he would not. He's saying increasingly men are having these conversations and they are reluctant to and are not encouraging each other to
take up.
So I said to him that if they are doing that, are they encouraging marriage and settling down then?
I don't want to get
Anyway.
because
I don't know why I went to the car shop and start the argument.
yes, and then go take the man and listen, Michelle, listen to this now. So Diana, go on, I'm going to get the man number and
Me not get him number here, Mish. But I sorry I never get him number because no other like call him and invite him to the show for come down so we can all trash this out together. So Switzerland dropping their COVID restrictions, Canada dropping too, and Jamaica going to follow suit because we need all our tourists them to come to Jamaica. Dom Rep dropping their restrictions as well. So I suppose you're right, you're going to follow in short order.
Yeah, we just have to brace for it. Just do what we need to do. Protect yourself, you know, wear your mask. Well, they drop the mask. So if you want to wear the mask, wear your mask, sanitize, social distance. They've been teaching you this for over 2 years. You know, it should be like a routine. 2 years. Time to move on. Hear the next big thing. So time to move on.
All right. So it's Black History Month. We're still in that phase. And we promised that we would talk about things consistent with the Black History Month theme, which is Black health, Black wellness. Are you going to still wear your mask when they lift the restriction, Mish?
Yeah, I am.
Leo?
I wear my mask every time I go into public.
Every time you go where?
Into the public. Whenever I know that I'm walking inside of a restaurant, boom, I slap on my mask. If I'm outside and I'm driving down the street or I'm walking down the street, I don't have my mask on. But once I am facing somebody, once I see that I'm going to be facing somebody, I draw off my mask. Because I don't take chances like that. But open air, nobody, I don't wear
So my question is, will you continue to wear your mask when they lift the restriction for mask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
I will continue to wear mine too.
I don't think it's a restriction that protects my health. or I think it's me who protect my health. Right? So yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I agree that we should continue. I definitely will continue to wear my mask because, like you said, Leo, is really responsible for our own health. Yeah. So consistent with the Black history theme, Black health, Black wellness. I asked somebody to come and talk about the value of spa services and, you know, what, if any, value there is on spa service. But let me do a little round robin. Leo, when last you went to the spa and what you did?
I did a few business. Okay.
You know what? Before you even ask me, Dr. Diana, I don't remember. But if you want like trials for me to do and tell you about it, you can surely send me what they call it, the gift certificate. I'll go check it out, get the whole treatment, and I'll give a report. So anybody that wants somebody to do that, just send it to me, okay?
All right, so you're the assessor.
I want to respond to Diana in our way, right?
No, I don't want you to respond to me. I don't want no response. No response. Don't respond to me one bit up here today. If you ever respond, I'll lick you in the glass. Let me read the comments. Chantal says, I am wearing my mask. All right. Donna says, Dana, that's why we are here to have this lively conversation. All right. I agree with wearing the mask. June says, I will continue to wear my mask in closed public spaces. Paulette Chambers says, yes, I am still wearing my mask indoors. Alicia Smith, true young man, women need to stop reproducing for waste men. What's waste men? And ending up with patchwork, as my grandmother would say. My grandmother, she did patchwork. Peter Gay says, yes, I will still wear my mask. It also helps to filter the bad pollen here in Georgia. That's true. My allergies went away, way down. Okay, good. Yeah. Lorna says, I plan to continue wearing my mask. I have several different colors to match my clothes, like how she have bar hat to match our clothes too. VM herself says, have to leave soon, guys, wearing my mask.
Hey, Dana, you know, we're talking about Black history. I was reading, the other day something came to me, and I decided to look it up. Do you know that story of the tar baby?
The tar baby?
Brother Rabbit and the tar baby.
Yeah, but I don't remember it.
Oh, me have discussion with you if you don't understand this thing. I mean, have Brother
So
Rabbit
tell
and the
me.
tar baby. The one where him trick him for putting hand on the tar baby and then get stick and him putting hand in other hand on it and he get stick and him putting foot on it and he get stick. You don't know that story. We learned that in primary school. That story about the tar baby.
I guess I cut it out at my stage. Why would they have that book in school? But tell us about it. Tell me about it.
I read about it, and it is in the context of slavery that that story was created. And I didn't know. I learned it. Yeah. Yes.
We had it in schools.
Oh, deep.
This is what we were learning in school. And you know, I've done a lot of
In Jamaica. In Jamaica.
Jamaica. Because of Brother Rabbit. Remember? B-R-E-R, Brother Rabbit. Anybody remember Brother Rabbit? And Brother Rabbit, Brother Fox. The fox was trying to outsmart the rabbit and all that. Oh, no, remember that thing there? What kind of thing this man? Oh, no need to
I remember they did away with it when he got to my state. Like somebody clicked to somebody. That's not a book to be read.
No, me no
It
remember
is.
no tar baby. Me no, I mean, I know the concept, but I can't remember the story. So it might have been something that we read
Ask
just
my mother.
last year. No, sir.
Please.
I'm looking at one of my old book. I see no star baby.
Yes. Oh my God. How could you not? Anyway, Black History Month, we have somebody. Black History Month is about the horror.
Walt Disney did it.
Oh, yeah.
Walt Disney.
Bro,
Bear Rabbit and the Tar Baby.
and the tar baby. Oh, could not know about that. This thing. I
And the
understand that.
wonderful Tar Baby. Oh, it was the black cartoon.
Yes. And it was all in the
I love my
context
uncle
of,
them. I love my uncles. They never made us watch those shows. They never.
but you can't stay away from it. You have to understand the concept of Brer Rabbit and the trickster the Brer Fox and why them trick them and how it appears
Oh,
to
but
relate
I
to slavery. Jesus.
For your parents allow you to watch that.
But you know,
like-
if you watch it, you learn it at school and I grew up.
What?
Leo, we have to go read the
Talk to the
book.
lady,
What's
talk
the
to
name
the
of the
lady.
What's the name of the story?
Bar in
What?
name, Tar Baby.
Put it in the link,
Brer
Michelle.
Fox and the tar baby.
Yeah. Burr
It's
Rabbit
Brer
and the
Fox and the
Tar
Tar Baby.
Baby.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Let's-
we have to go
let's
talk about the
accept
tar
lady.
baby.
Let's accept this lady because I'm sure she know about the tar baby. I know. Anyway.
We want to welcome Gadia Shevans to the show to talk about Black health and wellness from a spa perspective.
Is
But-
this my is this my Shabazz? Is this the lady that I like and love and talk to and is that her? I see
It
one.
sure is. It sure is.
Okay, so see, they're no old friend. But before Gadia, you have to tell us where you grew up, which high school you went to, which school you went to, who you look up to. Yes, it's part of the show ritual. If you can't do that, then you just hit leave and that's
And
fine.
go.
Well, I went to St. Hugh's High School.
Mhm.
Is that where I start?
No, where you grew up, where you come
Basic
from,
school,
all
basic
that.
school.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
it's cool.
I grew up in Kingston. I went to Vass Prep. And then from Vass Prep, I went to St. Hugh's. I went, if I tell you where I went after that, I'm going to date myself.
Well, nobody
went
can
to
older than
Cox.
Leo.
So I don't know if I should just say I went to the University of Technology and be done with
Yeah.
it. But I went to CAST and then I went abroad and did a few things and came back. Who do I look up to? My number one inspiration, and I know this is so cliche, is my mother, my dearly departed mother, is the person who kept me together for most, if not all, and continue even from her resting place to keep me together and hold me together. Today, as a political figure, Mia Mottley gets it hands down. I admire her and I think she should be recognized as the political figure of the Caribbean for the century. I mean, she's doing an awesome job of leadership, not just female leadership, although, we can't not say that part.
All right. So what I'm hearing from you, God, is that you voting for me for Prime Minister for the region, and I'm voting for her. I'm our campaign. Leo is really our campaign manager. Michelle is PR. So
okay. So I'm in good company.
In good company. That's my girl.
Thank you so much for being here. So tell us, we're looking at the theme Black Health, Black Wellness.
Mm-hmm.
How do we fit what you do into it?
Black wellness generally, and Black wellness in particular, because especially as Black women, we're mostly so busy that we don't necessarily take the time to do much other than hair and nails. And as Black men, we're too macho to do it. So it is a learning curve, for us as a people. However, having been in the business for almost 40 years, I can tell you that it's getting to be less of an issue who comes in. But there was a time when we never saw a lot of our native Jamaican people coming in. 40 years ago when I got started, it was a lot of the other people who came in. It's not so much of an issue now. And it is important, it is critical. A friend of mine several years ago told me that genes will take me so far and no further. Because as Black women and as Black people, we tend to have good genes, and the aging process is gentler. So it is true that we're not necessarily as aware, but genes will take us so far and no more, because as life expectancy has grown, we need to, and quality of life has improved as we age, we need to be able to enjoy it, we need to look good, we need to feel good. And so it is getting to where it needs to be.
So Goddard, I asked Leo earlier, when was the last time he went to the spa and what he did, and he says none of my business, right off the cuff. Why should Leo go to the spa? And what would Leo do apart from
listen, people are people, whether we're male or female. The female will have certain needs that the male won't have. But the reason we should all go to the spa, and is because managing our stress levels today are significantly different than they were, in days gone by. And in days gone by, it was okay to stop by the bar and have a white rum, and that would be stress management. We're doing things different now. And so managing your stress is a key component to self-care. Self-care affects your mental health. It affects your quality of sleep. Your quality of sleep impacts your digestion, impacts your circulation.
You're saying that going to the spa is a way of managing stress, and all of these other things hinge on stress. Right. So what should Leo do when he go to the spa?
When Leo comes to the spa, it depends on what his personal objectives are. I like men with nice toes. And so I strongly urge Leo to ensure that he has a pedicure. And I also like to be touched by hands that are not scraping and nails that don't look like they were.
I wish we could have shown
a manicure is also something that I recommend for my men. And as you guys like to touch skin that feels good, I know that there's some persons who don't want me to share their favorite and most sought after spa service. I'm not calling any names, but a body polish. It's a water treatment. It involves you being, you get a granny bathe. You remember when your granny used to bathe you? And when you don't bathe, you feel bathed. Okay, so a body polish, I mean, whether we call it a sugar rub, an aroma salt glow, is really a good granny bathe, and you're lying there and you're being treated and pampered.
Well,
And I
just
think
call
that-
me out and done, Gadia. Thank you very much. That is really my favorite thing to do at the spa, a body polish. When I go to the spa, mani-pedi body polish, it is just divine. Mish, you have to get a body polish. And God, I never had to talk it out, but you know,
it is one of the quickest things to do, and the impact of it is long lasting, because for the next couple of days, every time you touch yourself, you're going to recall. You're going to recall the aroma, the relaxation, the hydrotherapy of it. And it is going to help you to relax again, because that's how the olfactory system works, the sense of smell. It's recall. And so every time you recall, you go into a space of relaxation. And so an aromatherapy massage serves the same purpose, because now we're actually smoothing and kneading the knots and tension out of the body. But when that is associated with an aroma, again, the impact of it is longer lasting, because the olfactory system recalls experience. A facial, go ahead, Michelle.
I was just gonna say, how often should we do that spa treat? Like
You
how
know, there was a time when I would tell you twice a month, but because we're living in this era, I would say you should treat yourself at least once a month if you can. But 8 times a year is my go-to number, even for a facial, unless you have a specific skin problem that you want us to treat, and then we have a specific program for that challenge. 8 times a year is a good number for you to really just stop and smell the roses and treat yourself. And it's not necessarily a 1-hour thing, because with the advent of day spas like ours, you can come and spend 4 hours with us and get a fruit plate or a salad to go with your package. And so you're really just disconnecting and treating you.
Okay, do you do the weekend ones or no? The weekend packages, you know, like where you go for the weekend?
No, we're a day spa. We don't have accommodation.
Okay.
So we don't do an overnight thing.
you want to say where you're at?
Oh, we're in Sovereign North, Barbican Road, 29 Barbican Road, upstairs, units 16 and 17 upstairs, right beside the Chinese restaurant upstairs in Sovereign North.
Okay. Sovereign North is for those people overseas. It used to be, Chasers used to be there some years ago. And then we also have the road that leads to the National Chest Hospital is across from it.
Right.
So that's where I go for my spa services. And I thought it was important for us as Black people to see that there is value to doing your getting spa services done. Apart from my body polish and the mani-pedi, Gadia, what else is there that we really ought to do? Tell us about facial. Is it just one type of facial? Everybody just gets one facial?
No, facials are perhaps the most customized treatments that we do, because we treat not just your skin type, but we also treat your skin condition. So what's going on with your skin right now? We take into consideration your work environment. Where are you working? Are you the head chef at a popular restaurant and you're in the kitchen a lot with lots of grease and stuff? Then that environment is going to impact your skin, and we would tailor a program for that particular condition. So not only do we treat skin type, but we also treat skin condition and, of course, your objective? Because sometimes as the professional, what we see and what we treat is not necessarily how you view yourself. So the most important aspect of creating a personalized treatment program is, what's your objective? What is it that you see? I remember many years ago, a lady called me and she was hyperventilating because she had a pimple. And when I saw her, I couldn't see the pimple. But she was hyperventilating over this pimple and I couldn't minimize it because this is her experience. Right. So
let me just take some comments. We just pause for a minute.
Before you go on, just real quick, I just want to ask, are you going to expand into Trelawney?
Am I going to expand into
Trelawney?
Trelawney.
Because we need the spa treatment too when we're,
Well, it's a consideration. Invite me and see what happens. There was a time when we had 3 locations, but they were all in Kingston. 2 different brands, but it was all us. And so there's always a potential for expansion. And as the economy rights itself and, things start to, we start to normalize. Who knows?
Yes. Well, Michelle is inviting you. It's a standing invite from Michelle for any growth or expansion in Trelawney. She has a particular bias for it. And I support her on it because the truth is that for too long, all these services have been reserved for persons outside of rural Jamaica. And everybody thinks that Kingston is Jamaica. And it's really not fair to the rest of us because we stress too. Country people stress too.
Exactly.
But I'll take some comments. June says, yes, Leo, we all read those stories. Bear, rabbit, fox, break, snake, American stories, which mirrored Bear Nancy's stories. Really, Paulette Chamber says, my last time at the spa was in December for a massage. I'm a member of a massage where I get monthly massages. You can get stretches and facials. Oh, stretch. We should talk about that. Peter Gay says, laughing out at me, I thought she was calling out Leo. My confession that I should have left it at that. I thought everybody knew it. Jean Wignall loud again saying, morning Leo and my queens, me late again, me not get notice this morning. So she quite mad. I don't know why she never get it. Leo, Jean Wignall is late because she never get the notice. Diana says, my mom has been dragging me for mani-pedi and body polish, body scrub with her since I was 16 years old. She had to bribe me as I was not interested. Now I know why mom in 50s and folks thinks she's my older sister. Remember 2 years ago, a male and I work had asked me, who is the hottie? I said, it's my mom. Watch your tone. He laughed. Godia, at what age should really... She said her mom had to bribe her at 16 to get service. When do we start our kids?
16 is great. The thing I don't recommend are facials too early. I do not like interfering with young skin because usually, unless it's very active acne, then we treat that. But anything else it's not. I don't like doing facials for very young people, young adults. Everything else is fair game because you know what it is? It's now a culture that's being created, you see, a culture of taking care of self, which we didn't have. We weren't brought up with that culture of self-care at this level. And so the sooner we start our young people is the more ingrained that culture will be and the more likely they are to take care of themselves. So 16, a sweet 16, it's a good gift. It's a fabulous gift for your sweet 16 and beyond. I mean, right now, very popular are kiddies spa parties. Yeah. We do a lot of kiddies spa parties now, but that's for fun. But these little ladies and gentlemen are going around in their little robes and they feel and they're aware,
Interesting. Leo never know nothing about no spa party when he grew up. He got out
truth is me neither.
Clothes and jump in a beach and in good.
Go river and go jump in and you come out your skin white. And that's spa treatment for we. Are you gonna see?
But you don't do that anymore, so you have to We have to do the substitute now.
Absolutely. You have to recreate what you didn't have.
Right.
So,
Right.
Peter Gay says, yes, Dr. D, the spa is my peace place. Great. Do you do spa parties? Alicia Smith is asking.
Yes, we do. We do them. We can come to you and create an offsite party for you, or you can do it at the spa and recreate and celebrate whatever is your occasion. It's not unusual for us to have just three or four girlfriends hanging out together and, you know, making an occasion of it. But yes, we do spa parties both on site and off site.
Okay, could you repeat the name again? I'm sorry.
Okay, it's Spa Esthétique. SPA, Esthétique spelled English, AES, not ES. Esthétique, and we're in Sovereign North, Barbican Road, 29 Barbican Road, like Dr. D said, right across from the Chest Hospital on, or for those Burger King people, 2 doors up from Burger King on Barbican Road.
And for those people who go to Uncorked, upstairs Uncorked.
Upstairs Uncorked.
Oh, really?
See, Michelle identifies. She knew that.
Right.
Alicia Smith says, planning a spa party for my 50th. Do you travel to a specific party location? Well, like she just indicated, she would go wherever it is. You just keep in touch. Goddard, do you know the numbers for the shop, or do we have to make somebody else that number?
977.
Remember, we use coconut oil, which is good for the skin. All right, Jesse. Alicia says, okay, thanks for the information. Paulette says, I didn't get the notification this morning either. I have to search for you this morning. Leo, is Leo? We give Leo the work and him don't send out the notification. But Goddard, the theme for Black History Month is Black Health and Black Wellness. We thank you for sharing your perspective on why it is that people should get spa services done, apart from my own loving it or Leo not liking it, but no, him inclined to go get it more often because him have to show off him toes. You're going to show us your toes, Leo?
I was about to, but boy, let me look at him a while ago, the nail and long.
Leo could have almost show us his toes. But that connection between spa services, stress, and managing behavior is really, really a good link for me. And I thank you so much for taking the time to share. We are going to talk about heroes and that sort of thing for the rest of the show. So thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. My absolute pleasure.
Thanks. Take care.
Bye.
So
I will be stopping by for a treat.
Nice. That was
it was nice. I need to stop by to sit down.
Yes, you should.
And give a report. Who is sponsoring it? Leo?
And Leo can video.
Go cut me toenail them.
I'm cutting toenail them. Next time I'm there, I'll do a video clip.
Yeah, I know a live from the location.
No, I remember growing up.
I ask permission.
I remember what we thought was spa treatment growing up. We had some older guys in our tenement yard, and they made a special grater for toenails and for foot bottom.
Not for toenails. You can't make a grater for toenails.
You don't understand this. You know, I don't think you understand them kind of thing. You make a grater with very small, thin holes protruding the thing when you bore the hole. Them the two there were like hard rocks with white stuff underneath them. And you better be holding that foot and taking the grater and grater it down. And most of the man them, you have a bigger grater now for the bottom of the foot. And you take the grater.
You mean grater like one of grater coconut pan, them the big old grater?
Yes, yeah, grater the corn them and up on the foot bottom. And we are talking, I don't understand this thing, you know. I don't grow up in this kind of age where everything just come normal and just go down on my Siobhan's place and go cut.
But they still use it. They still use a grater, the Korean like when you go to the nail spa here.
But then I use greater like when Leo talk about
No,
big.
I like to try greater.
We
I like
Try your
to
foot.
have to say
make
no.
one greater. My
Yeah, I
daddy had his
say
own
no.
greater way walk with. Mr.
You have to
Lars
say
had his
no.
own greater way walk with.
Yeah,
Greater.
man, a nice little grater. There's a little small one. They still
Oh,
use.
yeah,
I have to
that's
say
it.
no, don't use it.
Anytime
Because
you're
make
done.
your foot, crusty after.
Oh,
Really.
anytime you're done, so who will be sitting there ground?
Yeah, but it's not good for your foot. It's rough. Make your foot rough. So I said, don't do it.
All
Listen,
right, come on quick.
that was spa treatment. So I don't know what we're talking about the spa.
All right. We need to address the matter of notification. Persons, a number of persons saying that they don't get no notification. So we need to look at that.
It depends
Patricia
on
Barnes
where they
says,
are. I'm so sorry.
is there a notice that goes out? And I just remember that you guys are on and sometimes it's late. Chantal says,
Yeah.
can anyone buy a spa treatment for someone in Jamaica and pay in overseas? I will send God a note, but yes, it is possible. You call the shop, you made
A gift certificate.
they do up a gift certificate, but yes, it is possible. I know for sure. Chantal's corner, you would, Chantal says you would go to them.
Who come? Me and the
Somebody at my door, I don't know. Chantal's corner. Peter Gay says, thank you, Gaudia. Peter Gay is dying with laugh. And tenement yard are those still around? You hear that? No make Leo answer you, but no make him answer you yet. Chantal said, Diana is interested in the same thing. Yes, it is. It is possible. You know, Jean, right, but sometimes I can't.
They right patwa, don't?
Yes.
Oh, me love one used to laugh after me try read the patois. But read it. Read it.
Okay. Heel and foot bottom, no Leo boy. For the con where we call callus. Okay. Made it. I made it. Love Jean, you dreadful man, Pani Patwa.
But yeah, the heel always.
Yeah,
heel and foot bottom, no Leo.
Yeah, but they make your foot pop after. Why use it?
The con what we call callus. Yes, they still use it more refined now. Okay, fine. Diana says this would be nice to treat our family and friends. Yes.
A greater. Yes, give them a greater. Your father a greater for Christmas.
No, it's a spa service to buy it from overseas so that they can buy the service. You always crack me up. Hell up. Great for your toe. Exactly. Yes, he's crazy. Yes, I'm also not getting notification. People complaining about notification. Sandra says, going to the spa to treat for me. Only do massages, mani and pedi, does not have body or facial aches or too many parts over whatever. Modern tenement yard, gated communities. Michael Tomlinson says modern tenement yards are gated communities. Chantal said, dying with laughter about that. And Patricia says, Diana, I don't think you want to do a live video for the body scrub. The way my daughter explained it, everybody's walking around naked in the room.
Don't give me that.
I do a body scrub all the time. And I wouldn't do a live video of it because it's only me one naked in there, but I wouldn't do a live one of that.
What kind of conversation I want to have this morning? I mean.
Leo, Michelle, take it away. Leo time. Let me go see what my door.
Okay, Leo, tell us about your hero. Who do you admire? Who you look up to? Tell us. I know you have many, but tell us one.
So, hold on. As I grew up, the most of the experiences that I have, that I talk about sometimes, I don't, everything that I talk about is real. I mean, make a joke of it, but it's all real stuff, okay? I used to admire my mom because my mother, I still do, but I still admire her because she's a hustler. My mom did not sit down, you know, she wasn't one of those wives who sit down and wait for the husband to come home and bring the money home and, you know, and then him gone again. And she didn't wait. My mom started, who remembers the Dulcimina grip? Dulcimina. Anybody know a good Dulcimina?
Then a song. What's that? The little square looking grip.
Square looking grip. It's almost maroon red or brown.
Or brown.
And it's made out of compressed paper that looks like cardboard. And so it's very cheap. There's a handle and then broke very quickly. But my mom, she used to go to Kingston and buy hairbrush and net and couscous and all of these little things and come back home and walk the street and sell them. And that moved from couscous and hairbrush and hair net and pen and pencil and book and stuff. That moved to clothing. I don't know if anybody knows that King Street, what is King Street now, downtown, was the mecca of industry and commerce of Kingston, of Jamaica. When you went down King Street, both sides of King Street that led into Parade, massive stores, clothing store, perfume store, Mr. Patel with him jewelry. That was King Street. What we see now down there is a mashed down place. But when I was going to King Street was the mecca, like Madison Square Gardens. And so my mom used to go down on a Thursday and she would buy clothing now. She moved from pen and pencil and stuff and net and stuff and buy clothing. And she had bought a grip now, not a dulcimina, from Florida. She got a nice grip. And the grip was big, so now it can hold perfume and clothing and shoes. And when we went out on a Friday, my mom would just sprawl out the suitcase. It's a suitcase. And everybody would come from the hotel and just come and pick up things and then leave. And 2 weeks later, them pay, you know? So she'd write down everything in our book and thing. And then on a Saturday, we'd take the bus, 9 miles up into Content. And this is the only part of my journey that I did not like, because I was 9 and 10 years old. And my mother gave me that big grip for walk on the road with, okay? And so here goes. I had one pair of shoes. And it was a leather shoe. And I don't know if any of you ever walk on asphalt in the middle of the sun hot in a pair of leather shoes, okay? Because when that...
No, Leo, stop a little bit, make me laugh, though. Just pause it, make me get a laugh.
But I watch my... Hold on,
man. That's a hella top, hella bottom.
Yes. So I watched my mom. We would walk down Content like 2 miles before we get to the next bus. This is the 60s and 70s. And we stopped at every house across the streets, every house going down. Listen, my mom, within about 4 years, had bought 2 cars and bought a piece of land and start building her home and everything. And I mean, listen, I watched her grow from nothing to really, really respectable. And there's no scamming in it. She only had her exercise.
Work hard.
She had her exercise book and she had listen, when my mom leave for America, she gave me the exercise.
Hold on first, man. We need a little break. Catch my breath a little bit. So, Leo, you are saying that your mother had the original haberdashery down at St. Mary?
Talks, man. She had the best thing on the whole of North Coast. Understand? But I wanted to say, the reason I really love my mom is that she left the receivables book with me. So when she left and went to America, I had the receivables book and I would still go out and collect the money for the family. Every Saturday and every Friday, I still go down to Content and walk all of the house. I'd still go to the hotel and stop the people because I knew them. I was there with her. And so, my mom bought 3.5 acres of land and built a six bedroom home out of that.
You know, I'm going to cuss you because when your mother left, why did you not continue the business?
I was in school.
Okay.
It was hard. Yeah, I was in school. And so, yeah, but
she left you as the general manager there, you know.
Yeah, as the general manager, and yeah.
You were the general manager. But just to pause, that my neighbor was at the door and she brought oranges for me and planting. So
Wow.
just to share that my neighbor was at the door. Tell me about when your mother go America now.
My mom had the hardest time in America. You know, when she come to America, she ain't straight. And so people, it was absolutely one of those situations that I went to even high school, my second high school. And I still owe the high school some things, meaning that I need to go back there and go do some work with that school, because boy, them really helped me out big to do my O levels and stuff and things. So I was very, very happy. Port Maria High School, Seventh Adventist High School, and I'm very, very happy that I had gone to that school. But my mom,
that you went to that school, though, Leo. Sorry, and not any other institution. Why were you happy to have gone to that school?
Because when you go up secondary school, you know, we didn't get to do O levels.
Okay.
And so I needed, in order for me to be competitive, I needed to do O levels, and we didn't get that chance at secondary school. And so I went to primary to get it. But my mom when she left, she would send, you know, a little $25 here, a little $10 there, and help out where she could. And
That's
so
good.
she is my hero, because, you know, she treated me, she gave me a lot of freedom. All of my experience that I've had, I you know, she didn't hold me back. She hold back my sister them. She would bust them backside if them leave the house. But my mother allowed me to go walk street and shoot bird and
Typical.
Bango. She would sit down and
we must talk about those prejudices and biases in
Typical thing.
We don't care. So my mom is my hero. And there's no other hero that she is.
All right. Thank you. Let us just pause for some comments. Jean Wignall say yes, Leo, and Trunk too.
Trunk, yeah.
Alicia Smith says the wooden suitcases. Lawson says, hey, I missed 1 week. Did you recognize? No, we haven't done your hero yet. Peter Gay says, yes, they had those in the color purple. Efren Lynn says, definitely I remember those days. Leo, is it Dulcimina or Dulcimina? Sandra is wanting to know. Bakatar Patwa, Couscous and the pink roll-on. Yes. Hannah Woolworth, Sangsters for butter shoes.
Yes.
Donna Henry says, yes, Leo, you definitely are from my era. The Issa family stores were so popular. Lana says, yes, Leo, Mr. Zeda and Mr. Hassan have the wholesale stores.
Hassan was a popular store.
Says, true, back in the days before the arcades were around, King Street was a major shopping area. Peter Gacia did laugh. Chandal says, King Street was really nice to shop when I was growing up. Downtown Kingston was beautiful and vibrant 30 years ago. Leather or painted boot, them laughing about the war, Bonio Leo. Leo, your mother was an entrepreneur. Yes. Mobile harbor, Dashri says, I did laugh. Chantal says, love this discussion this morning. I looked up for my daddy. He came from life to a severe poverty. Well, Diana is sharing, but Diana need to come and share her story, so I skip that. Sandra says, Leo, your mom is a great mom and an entrepreneur. She rubbed off on you. I'm not so sure about that, but she was a great mom and entrepreneur. Sorry, Leo. Tell us back now. Leo, I enjoy your story. Let me tell you, I see the passion that when you speak about your mother. I don't see any resentment in you of your upbringing, but you have focused on the positive sides of your upbringing. Though looking back, I said, boy, that was so hard, because it must have been hard for you at 9 and 10 to be walking with a suitcase, but you are in the company of your mother. And so you are okay. There's nothing to be ashamed or afraid of. You know?
I used to brag about the hair in the top of my head, right?
Yes.
It grew up straight.
Yes.
Because when the grip was pulling it down, so when it took it out, it shoot up. And so my hair in the middle of the head was growing straight up because of the amount of carried that thing that on my head. It was,
Okay.
3 days a week for a 10-year-old, 9, 10-year-old boy was not. And I know why my mom gave me the freedom, because she knew the pressures that, that I had going out and carrying the grip. My sisters never went out and carried it. Even if when they started coming, it was when we had a car, and she would drive from Arachobesa to St. Anne's Bay Prairie selling clothes. And it was a big business, really, 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 really big business. Butter, yes. Hazan, some Indian stores. I remember the first time I went to Kingston and saw what do you call it, the movable Santa Claus. We get up and run left, mama. My mother took me to places.
Never bought that, Leo.
You know, I hear that story. It's my birthday, and my mom took me to King Street. And I think she had seen it before, so she wanted me to experience it. So she walked me down. The store is called, is it Worthington? Not Worthington. I soon tell you the name of the store. It was a popular store.
Woolworth.
Woolworth, yes, Woolworth, right. It was Woolworth. And I am walking and loving the view because King Street was the most beautiful thing that anyone could ever see at Christmas. And here I am walking, I'm in turn, I'm in the Santa, I'm in sit down. And Mama, stop. We stop. And Santa get up like so. Man, Mama couldn't hold my hand. I got lost in parade. Okay. Man, Santa get up. No, sir. No, man. Yeah.
So, Leo, you just take off and never know where you go.
I know where I'm going, but man, I run like crazy. Wicked mother.
He's a real idiot, real old country bumpkin. Oh my gosh. Okay. Chantal confesses that she did that with her son. She gave him freedom, but not her daughter. She is now 20 and complains that I am biased. Yes, she's not understanding that I am too old to go raise anyone's child at this age. Paulette says her dad is her hero. Chantal says Leo was getting a real life experience, unlike today's young people who don't want to do anything and feel entitled. That made him who he is today. Leo was a spoiled picnic. I'm laughing after you because you run away.
She was spoiled.
Sandra says, I agree with you, Betsy, that Leo's story is unable to turn negative. He's able to turn negative into positive. Love it. My story is similar to Leo's, but would not trade my upbringing for anything in this world. Fabulous. Leo, you have a great life growing up. Lawson says you had a great life. Chantel says, my mom is my hero too. She used to make cut cake and grate a cake and sell them in the supermarket. Fabulous.
Oh, nice.
You know, you guys need to tell us when you want to come on the show and spend 15 minutes on video and just share your stories. Sandra, when are you going to come? Like Leo and talk about it. We can't read everybody's story and just talk about it. Sometimes we need to just come for the 20 minutes and talk about it. We have our heroes and we must talk about them, man. But Leo, let me tell you, I appreciate your story. No ends, man. I love your story, them. Gosh.
Oh, I didn't know Leo's book is, when your book coming out? So if you want to read more about his story.
Oh, when is the book coming out, Leo? Tell us the book.
I wasn't talking about my book. I was talking
I know, but all these stories, we could read it.
Yeah, a lot of these are in there. I don't remember the Santa Claus being in there, but it's in development and it's
right.
ready by March, but I don't think it's going to be ready by March. So we
right. Back. So Leo's book will be out in time for my birthday. It'll be out for April. Somebody, Chantal says, my mom is my hero. She used to do that. Alicia says, growing up, you did not know the word poor. Did you know the word poor?
I didn't know I was poor.
I was as poor as a church mouse, and I didn't know.
I did not know.
I mean, to me, tenement yard was a natural, normal situation where everybody lived. I mean, there were people with houses and things, but that were different in their own lives. There was one house, and you'll see that too. There's one house that was right next to our home that was well decored. The grass was well done. I mean, mango trees whitewashed, and breadfruit tree whitewashed, and the orange tree was a neighbor fruit tree, and it full pot dropped down with orange, and nobody can touch it. And dogs,
Right.
some dogs out there, if you ever got it, they then run after your ear up the road. Let me tell you something. But as I grew up with the latrine and the one you call it kitchen, outdoor kitchen, much families, that was normal to me. Normal. I went back to, I'm not dogging my college, but I remember when I left home and I went to our college and I had running water and the thing that we stepped on inside the dorm and inside the bathroom. You know, when I went back there 20 years later, this thing was the same way, and I felt it was so nasty, right? But when I left my home and went to college, it was a great upgrade from what I was accustomed to. You know, it was a big upgrade from what I was accustomed to. So I didn't see, but boy, I know they've changed it now, but it was horrible. But then I'm telling you that because I want to draw the analogy between how I grew up, this upstep, and what it is today. So.
Well, we always appreciate your stories, and the passion with which you share them is really what gets me all the time. And I can hear them over and over, and them still excite me. But there is so much for us to take away from it. And particularly during Black History Month, when we talk about our own local heroes, persons who we can identify with, persons who were critical, I was going to say pivotal, but critical in our upbringing, and we can speak about them with such passion and with such love and adoration. Is excellent. I don't want for us to spend all this time talking about people who own major businesses and major corporations. We need to celebrate those people who were our teachers, who were our parents, who were aunts or uncles, who served in small spaces in communities, and often their goodness is interred with their bodies. We have to keep that on. We have to keep those stories alive. So I celebrate your mom every time you talk about it.
I'd like to draw an analogy between the mom and the discussion that we had this morning about women.
Yes.
My mom grew up and lived a life of caring for a husband, because
Yes.
when we were growing up, a young lady was asked to prepare herself for a husband. And when you're married, the wife would, I was having a discussion last night about this. The wife would take care of the husband, meaning that she wouldn't allow him, they go to a party, she wouldn't allow him to get up and go get his own food, right? She would go and get his food and make the plate and come and sit down and put it in front of her. When husband come home from work, food is prepared, and his plate is, to keep his plate warm, she would put it in the oven or over the fire and keep it warm. And when he comes, she puts it in front of him, lift up the top and ready to go, and she give him his drink. And husbands, this was the idea when we were growing up. I want to marry to a millionaire was the idea behind a woman who says, I want to marry to a millionaire so I can take care of him. That's the idea. It's not the idea where I want to marry to a millionaire so I can go spend. It was I was married to a millionaire so that I can take care of him and he can take care of me, right, financially, that kind of thing. And so women, the space that women were 50 years ago is so far removed right now, because women are not homemakers anymore. Women are working adults who are,
Yes.
the wife and the husband bring their monies together to make life. And it's not just the husband alone who's out there working and the wife is working at home. That totally different. So the reason I made the discussion this morning about there has been mass movement of women and women are supporting each other. You have to know from before that women really, really didn't mean a lot in terms of commerce and being out there, being at their own jobs and vying for top jobs. That wasn't happening once upon a time. So that's where I was coming from. My mom came up with that.
Okay, and I'm happy that you clarified, Leo, because I was sitting up in my chair to say, well, we wives nowadays really don't have the time to balance work, family, and everything else, and still want to keep food warm and set down table before when man come from work. In fact, in my ideal world, the man should probably be the one to set the table for me when I get home, if I'm not working. But people probably not going to agree on that, but a shared relationship where there are no lines between who does what is what works for me. Where the husband, it's okay for him to come and make a meal. It's okay for him to tidy the house, and we don't have to draw lines or define borders.
Then I think that we misunderstand, though. We have to appreciate that back in the day, there wasn't any lines drawn. We just knew that with them, they just knew that a man's role is this and a woman's role is that. And it's not a drawn line, it's just that that's the way the society was made up. And so it's changed, it's different. It's not a demeaning, I don't know that it's a demeaning move or it was a demeaning position to be in, but rather that's the way the society was. Men went out to work. In other societies around in Africa, it's the woman who goes out to work and the man stay home and take care of kids and take care of house in a lot of African countries. But that's all changing now, where there's equality and the sharing of the same type of activities that we need to do in the home. That's where we are now, woman equal, man equal. And that wasn't like that before, right? So we have to just appreciate that.
I suppose some men probably miss the idea of that on a Sunday or every day to go home and find that dinner ready and set on table. But it can't continue. I'll continue to
a different society. It's a
different society these days. Paula Chambers says, I love your stories growing up. Chantel says, I don't use poor in my vocab and I teach my children the same. And I was able to raise 4 beautiful children in the US. I didn't realize that we had a good life in Jamaica, though. I wanted more, so I migrated to the US. My son is a pilot and flies for American Airlines right now. Fabulous. Diana says, she's going to try and get her dad to come and talk to us. Oh, that would be cool. She says, Leo, even if I was married to a millionaire, I would not remain home. And that's probably just the truth. Because she went out shopping. Alicia says, yes, that was my experience growing up. My mother catered to my dad, but my dad treated my mom like the queen she is. And that is important. Goddess says that gender roles have changed. ROLES have changed, had to change. And they certainly have changed. I like that, where Alicia says, my dad treated my mom like the queen she is. Leo, do you think that is the way men are treating women that has caused the society to become what it is?
I think I think some men, I believe that everything comes down to learning, right? And I think some men, they forget the queen part of the relationship. They just think of the king, because there was a time when man is the king of the house, king of the castle.
Yes.
And they because they don't remember the queen part, that the queen is also equal to, they treat everybody in the household as peasants. You understand? Including mom. But it comes down to learning. I really think that it comes down to learning and what has been transferred and transitioned from one father to the next father, right? And so right now, the problem that many women are having is what's left is the transition from father to father, where one father teaches son that this is the way life's supposed to go and woman's supposed to take care of another. And we are far away from that. And so you'll find some men who are still holding on to those old traditions of king of castle and meeting up on a woman. They love each other, they like each other because they, personalities look good together initially and stay. But after things settle, the man role, the king of the castle role comes out and start having problems with the woman who expects this type of sharing and caring rather than taking care of.
Oh, I see.
Sandra says, I agree, Betsy. In my family, my grandmother raised both male and female for the same role because she would say if one of us is sick, the other should be able to assume the role. What says you?
Well, my grandmother raised my uncles to do everything. And my uncles raised us to do everything. So we know how to change a car, how to change it, like plumbing. They taught us girls how to do everything. So we won't rely on a man to do everything. We could do it for ourselves. We're self-sufficient. That's how we were raised. My uncles can cook. They don't mind cooking. They don't mind cleaning. They don't mind doing anything. That's what I'm used to. If my aunts don't feel like doing it, that's fine. It's not like they have set rules. I'm the man, you do it. So that's how my grandmother raised. My mom is more relaxed, laid back. She doesn't really do much. I usually think the woman would clean, and she doesn't really do that. But, and I do what I want. So I guess how you raise it.
Yes.
But if I did get a millionaire, I would stay home.
You'll be out shopping.
No, I'll stay home.
Shopping. Polly Chambers, I like that. My dad also treated my mom like a queen. My mom was a housewife and raised 7 children and a few cousins. You notice how they always have the extended family situation. Goddess says my own father still operates in those gender roles, and my brother can't cook, sees himself as a breadwinner. Well, making sit down there. Alicia Smith says, I don't know why they would forget the queen. The British monarch is still female for over 50 years. Exactly. Oh, they must forget the queen. Diana says, my mom returned to college when I was 14 years old, got a profession and began working, not because she had to. She said she wanted to experience a working life. My dad, though, got home early and did his job, but he is a good cook. Fabulous. Paulette Chambers says, my mom raised my brothers to do everything. All my brothers can cook. All right. If you have any single brothers out there, let me know, because Leo can cook. So can
cook. Leo had a restaurant. You forgot?
No, means Leo can cook. Leo can cook. Every day, Miss Leo, I drink something out of bottle.
Leo countryman. Leo must can cook.
You can cook.
I'm not getting into the conversation. Because the two of you, anytime me say anything, the two of you jump down my throat. Me not get no trouble this morning.
Well, come here, I support you. I said you can cook. I support you.
Today I go to buy my food, but I can.
Okay, I did miss some of the comments, so let me back up. Alicia says, okay. Diana says, my dad was poor and got teased because of certain things. Now, those folks, when he visits, have an outstretched hand. He still gives. That is a great story. Peter says, Leo, I like how vulnerable you are. You have never backed down from owning your experiences, no matter how bad they may appear. Diana says, Dr. D, if I ever came on, my little one would take over and would not give me a moment. Come still, we used to those. Danny Davis, me, I put in the Spark contact information. There's WhatsApp and there's a direct line. Check, you will see, for those people who want to get services. Alicia says it was just normal growing up. People did not label themselves. Sandra says, I have my heroes in my family, but I would like to share my uncle as my hero. So great, come on. He was in the military in Jamaica as a pilot, but was killed as a civilian as he attended church. That is tragic. Tammy says not in Jamaica. Donna Henry says, my mom is also my hero. God bless her in heaven. She could make something out of nothing. We were poor, but not poor in spirit. Fabulous story. I'm happy that Sandy pointed out that I had missed some. Leo, I love your stories growing up. Paulette says, Chantal says, okay, I think I picked up there, so let me scoot back down. Alisa says, I don't know why they would forget the queen. Okay, yes. And Diana says, my mom, yeah, did that piece. Where was I? Betsy, you missed out. Okay, Sandra says, in Leo's restaurant, he paid people to cook. Whenever he cooks, expect the building to burn up.
Ladies and
unfortunately,
gentlemen,
our
thank
uncle
you.
was killed in Jamaica.
I burned down my kitchen twice in my life, 30 years between 1986 and 2016. Okay, yes.
Yes, and Michelle, I tell me, Sam can cook. You see that? Somebody who for brother out there can cook, and make me know here. I mean, I cook every day. Guys, it's 11:56. It's been a quick, long, fabulous morning. Leo, we need to get it right in terms of the notification so people can know when we are on before we are on. Jean Wignall says, great story, Leo. And Leo, thank you so much for sharing your story as always. It was good to be here. Leo, you want to wrap up for us?
Oh, Lord. I am a proponent of the rights for women and the progress for women. I am a proponent of opportunities to jump on women taking the same opportunities that men have out there. I don't see the
You put on your baby voice. You can speak up a little bit.
I don't see the difference between a man and a woman in terms of their abilities. I don't see the difference between a man and a woman because their minds are everybody has equal access, everybody has equal abilities, everybody has equal way. It's just who wants to take the opportunity. And so we should not be dividing roles, gender roles. I love working with females because I believe that they are the people who make the engine run, make the heart, turn. And so I love that. But I'm not dismissing the pieces that men have also to play in this. Everybody has their own parts. But because I knew of where women are coming from, I have a kind of soft spot for making sure that the opportunities are there to maximize everybody's abilities.
Thank you so much for that, Leo. So deep and passionate. Yes, advancing, encouraging, just simply encouraging women's professional and personal growth. And we appreciate you. We appreciate your efforts and your commitment by not just stating, but by your own actions. Mish?
Thanks for that. It is true. We have a long road to go, but women are getting ahead. We have a long road to go. We need to support each other. And remember, everyone, although we're coming to the end of COVID, sanitize, wear your mask, social distance. And remember, we challenge everyone to do something good to someone, your neighbor, or a stranger. Help out, do something because they're trying to change the world. So do that. Tell us about it on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. And Leo, as always, thank you for your story.
Yes, and just to wrap up the comments that are out there, Paulette Chambers says, great discussion today. Diana says, I enjoyed the segment. Now let me take the little one out to his bucket to help his dad shovel snow. Sterling says, great show as always. Me love Una. Have a blessed week. Have a blessed week too. Jesse says, my cousin Black River, he's a great cook. He's the one that stayed back, maintained farming. Very hard worker. Love you all. Thank you all for sharing your thoughts and your perspective and just for being here, and tell everybody that we're on Tuesday night next time. We're going to talk about what was the good that you did this week, plus all kind of